The Commonwealth coat of arms on a green bokeh background, the logo for the Australian Government. As one, working together to transform the APS workforce. As one, the Australian Public Service Disability Employment Strategy aims to support the employment of people with disability in our large and diverse workforce. Senior leaders share their experiences of creating inclusive and confident workplaces for people with disability. Why is As One vital to achieving change in the APS? Samantha Palmer from Health speaks first. Carmel McGregor from Defence will speak next.
Having an As One strategy for the whole of the APS helps make clear the expectations of the service and helps agencies individually align with those expectations and undertake strategies and activities to actually deliver on those goals.
Whilst we are many departments, we are still one employer as a public service. So working together to understand what we can all do collectively. But as people move between departments, you want them to have the same access, support that they would get in one department versus another. It also means that we can work together to achieve the targets that we've set around trying to increase the numbers of people with disability, and that we're all clear on the policies that are in place as part of the As One strategy, and that we can learn from one another as we keep improving on this journey.
How do agencies successfully implement As One into their workforce practices? Samantha Palmer, Department of Health.
Well, agencies need to have agency level plans to make sure that they're achieving what is required. They understand where their workforce is and what is required for them to actually have the most diverse and high performing workforce possible.
Michelle Cornish, Department of Education.
In the APS, like many large organisations, we do what we measure. That is why it is so important to have action plans for different diversity groups, such as a Disability Action Plan, because that gives everyone a framework within which to work. And we're pretty good in the service with our governance arrangements. So if you can have a Disability Action Plan, you can make sure that everyone is heading in the same direction.
How do we measure the success of the As One strategy? David Parker, AM, Department of Environment.
Organisations which are good at disability, which have made disability normal, are organisations that believe and that have part of their ethical values that people with a disability have something to contribute. The people with a disability will be valuable employees. The people with a disability will help make those organisations better. And that's part of the ethos in the APS.
Carmel McGregor.
I would love to think in 10 years' time we'll look back and say, when we have people disclosing their disability, when there are such a greater blend of people with different abilities, disabilities in the workforce, that we look back and say, what was all that about? Why did we have to have that? So that's what I think we really should be striving for with this.
Philip Glyde, Agriculture.
For my mind, success would be when you saw within your workforce the Australian community at large reflected. And so that's still a way away. So I would have thought a confident management culture, confident in managing people with a disability, would be an inclusive workplace. People prepared to disclose without any fear of any discrimination because that they had a disability. And I would think that people with a disability in senior management roles would think would be another indicator of success.
As One, working together to transform the APS workforce. The Commonwealth coat of arms on a green bokeh background, the logo for the Australian Government.